buddy. Oh, my camera is way out of focus. Maybe my leg's just bad. Let's fix that a bit. Ow. Ooh, hot. Y'all like my hair now? Y'all like my little Karen haircut? It's not really a Karen haircut, but let's lower down the music a bit. I'm gonna keep the music playing since it's not a podcast today. What's going on, everyone? DylanLasagna here tonight. Let's put on my headband. Can't stand my hair. welcome to this live stream. I just want to like shoot the shit. Just talk about a couple of things. Because I don't know. This week has been. I don't know. This week has been pretty messed up. You know. Let me see if I can. Whatever. I think the music is fine. You know, this week was kind of yeah, as I said, messed up. A lot of shit has really gone down in the last 7 days when I last did the live shows, and I gotta admit, you know, it's like, I know we're all in quarantine and stuff, like the whole coronavirus pandemic is going down, but good lord, I didn't expect things to break down this insanely. Not just on the internet, but now things are starting to escalate outside in the real world. Like, literally, it's hit its peak really bad. I see this thing on Twitter, like, people are protesting, and, I'm not, like, here's the thing, there were, like, throughout, I think it's starting Wednesday, people were, really mad about, some guy, I'm not sure who his name, George Floyd. George Floyd, he died after I can't go into specifics. Oh yeah, he was killed by a police officer by the name of Derek Chauvin, and yeah, people were really mad about that. And people were filming this incident, like the incident went viral, and from there it just went crazy. It just went crazy from there. It's like there were protests in Minnesota, and then it went into full-scale riots. It went to full-scale riots. They were burning buildings. People were looting. It was kind of like, I don't know. Can we really compare it to the LA riots of 1992? I don't want to go too deep into this comparison, but the thing with the Rodney King trial, I mean, with the LA riots, it was sparked by like the verdict from the Rodney King trial. Like the police officer involved in that, they were found not guilty. The thing with this George Floyd thing, this happened like immediately after the police officer was trying to arrest Floyd for something. I can't remember what it was though. And then the police officer had hit his knee on Floyd's neck, and it would eventually kill him. It's like friggin' nuts. It's freaking insane. And now people are protesting about this. It's been going on for 2 days, and now it's stretched here to the Bay Area. And I'm seeing here on Twitter. Let me go to my layout here. That people are. It's gotten to the point where it's reached Santa Clara. What's up, noob? How you doing? Yeah, it's gotten to the point where it even shut off the Bay Bridge. I don't know if this is in relation to the George Floyd incident, but this is crazy. This is freaking insane. You're fine, noob. People are still trying to catch in. I'm just like chatting right now. I'm just chatting. It's like this is just a chat stream. But this is nuts, man. It's like I can't comment on this situation too much because like I'm not too much politics politics guy, but just I don't know, this goes beyond into politics, you know. It's like, you know, just like I hope this police officer gets his due diligence, you know, because historically and like they've gotten away with so much, like with this police brutality. I miss being in your streams. I know, noob. It's like I missed you being on here. But yeah, it's like the riot, these riots over and protests. It's insane. I hope the police officer doesn't get let go. According to multiple news outlets right now, he's currently charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. So we don't know if he's gonna face prison time, but we'll see. Now, let's talk about the podcast. Now, normally I would do a podcast every Friday, like today. Every Friday at 4:30 my time here in Cali, in the Bay. Let's see. He's charged, but he won't face prison. Trust me, it never happens. I mean, it's a possibility. It's 50-50. But you never know. It's like, for some things, crime eventually does pay, but for other things, maybe it won't. But we'll see. There's still a lot of digging to be done. But anyway, back to the podcast. Back to the podcast. The reason why I didn't do a podcast today was there was no news. There's nothing for me to really dive deep into, and you know, when I do a podcast, like the one with most recent one with Double or Nothing, or what was last week's show? See, I even sometimes even forget my own shows. Oh, the Dark Side of the Ring topic from like last week's last Friday's show. The Becky Lynch 1 year hangover show from 2 weeks ago. See, like topics I'm really I can go deep into, that I can really sink my teeth, that I'm really passionate about. That is what makes me want to do a podcast. Stuff like the George Floyd stuff. Yeah, it definitely is impacting the world right now, along with the pandemic. But it's just like, personally for me, it's like, I personally don't want to talk about it. Like, I have no interest in talking about it. It's like, if I can't like dive deep, if I can't like go like really into like a particular subject, or like I can't really get really interested in something, then I won't like talk about it on the DylanLasagna Live podcast. Can we talk about what matches should have happened at Double or Nothing? Like what? Give me an example of what should have happened at Double or Nothing. I mean, honestly, I was going into the pay-per-view, like I was going to Double or Nothing I haven't really watched Dynamite, and wait. Wait, are we talking about AEW or WWE? But if we're talking AEW, then I can't really say because you know, it's like I feel like they had the card fine, and plus I went to Double or Nothing with already low expectations, and the fact that I barely paid attention to AEW in like the last several weeks because the whole little to no fans in these no fan shows, like in professional wrestling, don't do it for me. And here's the thing, you know, like the NHL recently announced that once they get the okay, once they get a health plan in place, they're gonna go straight. They're gonna reopen the league and then go straight into the Stanley Cup playoffs with a modified format. So, and there's not gonna be any fans. If any of these leagues saw what WWE did, like if they saw anything of what WWE has been doing or what AEW has been doing without fans, then I can tell you that no one in, whether they're a fan of hockey, whether they're a fan of basketball or like baseball, or eventually when we get to the point when the NFL season is going to start, no one is going to enjoy watching sports without fans. It's like one of my friends puts it. It's like watching spring training or like practice. That's how he puts it, practice. It just doesn't work without fans, because fans are what make half of the sport, and they make those moments, you know. So no, I don't think that sports should open, like regardless of if the players want to play right now, and if the league owners want to have it reopen again. AEW sucks right now, even though WWE sucks because of Vince and the script stuff. I still watch it. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, AEW has been pretty, like, I would say both companies have been, they've both been doing average. I would give them average marks. WWE is kind of on the below average, like, bad territory. AEW is just on a average scale. The good things about AEW, I would give them credit for, aside from they're doing a little bit better with storytelling, finally, is that the big remark with AEW is Britt Baker. Britt Baker, ever since she's turned heel, she's been what Bayley should have been. Like Britt Baker was this this happy-go-lucky dentist. That was all we knew about Britt Baker. Now, as a heel, she's not only using her dentistry as her character, she's doing more than that. It's a little hard to go to detail but she's also trying to hit on Tony Schiavone as well. And with her injury recently on Dynamite, she was in a wheelchair and she was pinpointing who exactly was to blame for her injury from last week's Dynamite. She pointed out suspects like Aubrey Edwards, Chris Statlander, Nyla Rose. I think on the little bulletin board she even had Tony Schiavone up there as well. So I like what they're doing with Britt Baker. Jericho is obviously doing fine as well. But I wish they could do more with the Inner Circle. Besides being Jericho's lackeys. but I do think that pull apart brawl with Mike Tyson, way too similar to not just pull apart brawls from like WWE, like, and the usual ones that you see from other companies, but from the Attitude Era. They're kind of recreating the Attitude Era. But yeah, as for WWE, I'll get to your comment. I'll get to your question in a second, noob. As for WWE, the only good things I see about them during this pandemic, is Drew McIntyre. Even like with the crowd, because you can't really judge Drew McIntyre as properly as a champion, but he has been doing pretty well as WWE champion. He, like, as a babyface WWE champion, he's not like he's not like what Seth Rollins was last year as Universal Champion. He's like more straight to the point. He doesn't like obviously, like, how do you put it this way? He doesn't like get a cheap like pop from fans like at home. Obviously, he just goes straight to the point. Like, oh, bring me my opponent for tonight. That kind of guy. And he has this like physicality, and he does this crazy athleticism that I have never seen before. And this is coming from a guy, this is coming from a guy that was this close, like, to getting buried, like, just 5 or 6 months ago. It's like WWE revived him, like, in, what was it? At the end of the year, and then at that, like, when he won the Royal Rumble, I thought it was, y'all thought it was gonna be was it the right time for Drew? But now, like, after WrestleMania, he won the WWE title, and then with a really good title defense against Seth Rollins, and the more that WWE let him be himself, he's proven that he can be one of the franchise players. If he continues to be a really good WWE champion, both character-wise and in the ring, who knows? Maybe he can be a franchise player. Maybe even a successor to the next successor, though the person that Vince has been lacking since John Cena went part-time. But yeah. Alright, now let's get to the chat again. Who do you think on WWE should move to AEW? Good question. Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura. It's like, he hasn't done jack crap in WWE. Shinsuke Nakamura, probably Daniel Bryan, if like he decides not to renew his contract with WWE. I'm hearing from like a lot of people, from a lot of like wrestling tubers, that his contract is up in the summer, but I could see him going to AEW, but at the same time I don't, because he's so loyal with the WWE. But we'll see. I do think Daniel Bryan could be a guy. I don't see Drew going anywhere else at the moment, even if he lost the WWE Championship, because come on, it's like he was built up, and he worked himself up to this point as a main event player. It's like, why leave now? It's like nothing has been going against him so far. So why would Drew leave for a company that has yet to be a legitimate like challenger to WWE? Braun Strowman? No, not a chance. Let's see, who else can I think of? that can beat AEW got. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Roman Reigns. You know, if Roman Reigns feels like if Roman, like, let's be a little like dreamy here. If Roman Reigns feels like WWE has been mishandling how he's been handling his off time, like during this pandemic, like they're not seeing him as a big deal, or they're like erasing him from history like they've been doing, or it's like they're trying to rush him to get back or something, then Roman could possibly like be thinking, you know what, if you don't care about my family and all that, it's like, you know what, I'm going out the door. And then he shows up at AEW. He also shows up as a heel, rival to Jon Moxley. And then he brings that suit gimmick that, you know, if you watched the classic NXT from like 2012, he did a like this cocky businessman, arrogant businessman gimmick. I think a lot of people remember this Roman. He did an interview like saying, "What time is it?" He could do that kind of thing, you know. So, you know, maybe Roman Reigns. But one more name I could think of is possibly like Sasha Banks. Like, I think out of all the 4 horsewomen that WWE presents as an afterthought, I mean, it's no question, it's Sasha Banks. I mean, like, obviously Becky has like done a lot. I mean, granted, I rag on Becky's like current gimmick, but regardless, I digress. It's like Becky was the longest reigning women's champion in this current era. Again, she surpassed Nikki Bella, like Nikki Bella's 301-day reign and AJ Lee's other reign. She was the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion ever. And then you obviously have Charlotte Flair, who's been gifted like as many titles as anyone can count. But I mean, she's still a good wrestler. And then you have Bayley, who is still presented as one of the top women in WWE, and then Sasha Banks is just there, you know. She's just there. Like, ever since what? Like 2016, she hasn't really done anything, you know. She's been flip-flopping around in like a lot of meaningless matches, and then like she's always come up short in like a lot of the big matches ever since losing the Raw Women's title in 2016, like the last time she won it. And then even when she returned in 2019, it's like she changed her look, but there's really no difference. And then Charlotte, like, as much as I kind of dislike Charlotte, but Charlotte put it correctly on SmackDown last week. It's like Sasha Banks is pretty much at this point Bayley's lackey until they eventually have Sasha Banks turn on Bayley. But who knows when that will be, because of the current state of the world right now. Because I know WWE, like I mean not like internally, but like thinking analytically, they want the big match with Sasha and Bayley to happen in front of fans, and that's not likely gonna happen for a good while. So, yeah. Sasha has her snap maybe in at least 3 more promos. Probably. But it's just, you know, it's kind of the situation with Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. It's like there's not going to be any fans. But we're going to get to the fan part in just a second. There's not going to be like anyone present for when Sasha eventually turns on Bayley. If they decide to go there, like they still decide to go there for SummerSlam, which I guarantee it's not going to be in Boston. There's not going to be a SummerSlam in Boston. So I just don't see that happening. But we'll see. Speaking of fans, if you even watched Monday Night Raw, like just a brief glimpse, you noticed that there are now fans finally, like in the Performance Center. There are finally fans in attendance at the Performance Center in these shows. Now, granted, these are just like trainees from NXT and some actual NXT wrestlers. And here's the thing, like they're standing, and you know how Raw, like every WWE show has been like like on a fluctuating schedule. Like a Raw is taped earlier in the day for the same day, and then another Raw is taped like later in the day for next week, and so on. And NXT is taped on earlier in the day, and then later in the day, and so on and so forth for SmackDown. Everyone, like, these fans were not standing, or they're not sitting. I mean, was it because of social distancing? They were trying to comply with social distancing. I don't know. It's just weird, you know. Like, they must have felt very tired from standing after, like, what, 6 hours of like taping TV. It must have sucked, you know. I mean, it's like, at least get them chairs, you know. And here's the other weird thing. Like, if you noticed the shows now, they have this plexiglass. They have this plexiglass surrounding the ring. And I swear to God, it looks like I understand that they're trying to protect the the wrestlers, but for some odd reason, I get that, but it just looks so out of place. It looks like a hockey game. It looks like we're wrestling on ice. And then Jim Ross on Dynamite this week even took a shot at WWE. It's like, there's no need for plexiglass here. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like, at least, like, you know, the trainees, like, in the crowd, give some energy, somewhat. Granted, they're not perfect. I know, like, the reactions are kind of scripted. Like, the fan reactions are kind of scripted. So it's like, it's not perfect, but, you know, it brings some energy back into the shows. It makes it a little more watchable. But the plexiglass, I don't know, it just looks very out of place. Eventually we'll get to that point where they don't need to use it anymore, but I don't know, it just looks hella weird. Now the main reason, like, one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this this just chatting session, ooh, here's one of my favorite stream starting songs. It's because of this this cyberbullying thing, you know. It's like this whole like the cyberbullying in the wrestling community. It's like it's gotten like completely out of hand. In case you didn't miss my opener to the podcast on Sunday, I mentioned Hana Kimura passing away from suicide, and again, suicide's never the answer to your problems, but she was bullied and harassed by many she was bullied and harassed by people online for something something she did on a reality TV show that was kind of so small, and people got on her for that to the point where she offed herself, and it's that was very wrong. It was people overstepped their boundaries. They didn't constructively criticize her. They full on harassed this woman, and now CNN reported that Japan is looking for steps to see if they can write anti-cyberbullying laws. It's insane. And then that wasn't the kicker. That happened on Friday. The whole Hana Kimura thing. I didn't know her at all. I saw this news late Friday night as I was about to go to bed on Twitter, and then it's for those of you who don't know her, she's a Stardom wrestler. She was a known Japanese female wrestler, and then and that whole incident happened that led to her passing. And Excalibur put it perfectly on Double or Nothing. It's the whole situation was senseless and stupid, and I thought Double or Nothing was a good way to escape from the bad week in wrestling that we've already gotten. Shad passing away from the really great sacrifice that he made to save his son, so his son can live, and then the whole Hana thing, but no, things just escalated from there. Ryan Satin from Pro Wrestling Sheet apparently brought up old beef with I don't know if you guys know him this well. I know a lot of people in the wrestling community know his name, JD from New York. They were going back and forth on the day after Double or Nothing over old beef, over what Ryan Satin started targeting JD over being hypocritical. Again, I don't exactly remember what he said, but because the tweet is gone, if I recall, but don't quote me on that. And then JD was attacking, was going after Satin for trying to make this about himself, and then the two were just going back and forth, and this happened within 24 hours. No, literally 48 hours after Hana Kimura passed away. Guys, come on, you're being children here. And then literally 24 hours after that happened, this is where shit really hit the bed in the pro wrestling community. This made the pro wrestling community look freaking embarrassing as hell. It made me, no, not embarrassing, but very disappointing. So a burner account of JD's. It was called Gate now, which has now been deleted. It was called like Gate 206 or something. He, from what I've seen quick glimpses of, he does like out of context, like clips. He clips out stuff from JD's podcasts, to point out like the BS stuff from his podcast, for the ridiculous things he says on his podcast. Pretty much, that's what I was gonna say. And one of the things that went viral from that burner account that led to the firestorm on Monday and going into Tuesday, and continued on Tuesday, which has now pretty much died off at this point, but I want to mention it here, is, is that JD made an analogy to like Alexa Bliss's in-ring work, like compared Alexa Bliss's in-ring work to her abilities in bed, which, by the way, it's like, I don't know, I'm indifferent about that. Now, granted, I've seen a couple of JD's, like JD from New York's like videos. Sometimes I can't tell if he's legit with his takes, but at the same time, it's like this stuff is just like, nah, fam, you can't say that. Like, but at the same time, like, I think to myself, is he playing a character, or is this really him? And when I know it's still the internet, but he did this interview with Chris. What was his name? Chris Van Ville. He's actually a well-known name, also another well-known interviewer in the wrestling community. He did an interview with JD, and we got to know a little bit about the real JD. And from this interview, he acts this way, like he makes it clear that the JD that you see in video is not the JD in real life. So it's clear that it's a character. It's a character that he maintains. And a lot of the people that JD has met or are friends with JD have repeatedly said that JD in real life is way different. It's like completely different than the one that's portrayed on the internet. So why am I mentioning that? It's because Alexa Bliss actually responded, a quote retweeted the burner account, not JD himself, but the burner account. I mean, it set off JD anyway. She quote retweeted, I don't know if I could find the actual thing. Oh yeah, yeah. She quote retweeted the burner account's like little clip, and she blasted it for discrediting her work in a disgraceful way with the hashtag what a class act. And she also said he's been blocked forever, and this, like, the response was, yeah, it was could have been handled a little better. Yeah, he's blocked, fine, he's been blocked, but I honestly thought they should have handled this a little privately, because the next thing that happened was not only did JD double down, but everyone else got in on the action. Who is the everyone else? The Alexa Simps and her co-workers, like Sonya Deville, Paige, The Big Show, Keith Lee. I mean, Keith Lee actually had some constructive criticism for JD, but Rhea Ripley, yeah, a lot of people were targeting JD. It's like never, like, except with the exception of Keith Lee, everyone was going after him hard. And I will say, JD initially doubled down, and he kept, like, I saw it in him. He's like, why is he trying to be like Susie Liu? Why is he doubling down on his actions? Like, although he mentions, like, he's only mentioning her character. It's like, but it's like, you shouldn't be doubling down on this, dude. It's like, you're like at the center of attention right now. But anyway, he did apologize in his Raw review, which was a really, really good apology. Some people were actually debunking this, like, as a fake apology because he was reading off his iPad. But come on, guys, it was, the apology was like genuine, like, but anyway, so he apologized. He was ready to move on. I was ready to move on. I bet a lot of people were ready to move on. But then the next day, like, No DQ, Aaron Rift, like, reported that people were like people doxed him. Like, if you don't know what doxing is, it's like people were research, like, how can I explain doxing? Hold on. Oh, they were searching for and publishing private information with malicious intent. So they were trying to find JD's, like, house wherever he lives and where his family lives, like, and he even tweeted about it. It's like they were getting calls from the people threatening him. Like, his parents were getting calls from the people that were threatening JD. I'm like, I'm most likely assured that these are these Alexis, the White Knights for Alexa Bliss, but I completely disavow this. And yeah, it was just an insane situation. It was totally out of control. And no, no one should go out of their way to do doxing. It's illegal. I 100% disavow it. And it could put you in serious danger. You know? And you know, like, JD apologized. Alexa Bliss accepted it. She said thank you, and, you know, hopefully, when another situation arises, hopefully the two sides respond better. Like, I feel like neither side won, like, coming out of this. And, I mean, they apologized eventually, but it felt like a back and forth that felt like H3 versus versus Keemstar, which, by the way, it's a stupid drama. It's like bringing up old shit, you know. It's like, I don't know why people were so heavily invested in it, because Ethan Klein went after Keemstar sponsors. It's like from something that happened a couple years ago. Okay, sure. But anyway, JD said an offhand remark he shouldn't have made. Like, all right, it's like that's something to criticize for, but not something to personally attack him for. Like give the dude some like constructive feedback. Give him some constructive criticism. Help him improve. Don't don't go out there and do what Alexa initially did. It's like how dare you? Like, it's like, why can't she just like say something actually helpful to JD? It's like, oh, maybe I'll do something better to, okay, I'll try something better to work on. I'll do my best to work on my in-ring craft. But I don't know. When it comes to two egos, things are gonna get out of hand. But yeah, that happened. All in the span of, what is it? Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. 5 days. 5 days after Hana Kimura's passing from suicide that was led from cyberbullying. And like in the wrestling community, literally people were cyberbullying each other. And other people are saying, like, get a thicker skin. Like, how is that a legitimate argument in this case? Like, I mean, in the internet world, you can, but it's like, how is this a legitimate argument? I don't know, man. It's like, it was a fucked up situation. It's like, I personally don't want to comment on it anymore, but guys, if you don't, it's like, if you don't have something like nice to say, or have something ready nice to say, like if you don't have anything prepared nice to say, like this is not like right now, but like in general in life, whether you're on the internet or on like in real life situations, if you don't have something nice to say, like, or something critical to say, like, don't say it. Just like, don't say it, you know? But yeah, those are just my 2 cents on that. Might wrap it up in a couple minutes. Not really. That was just the main stuff I wanted to get off my chest. I just thought the whole cyberbullying situation, I like, see, like that right there was something I couldn't pull off in an actual podcast episode. I wanted to make it into a podcast topic, but you know, like, the execution was just not there. Oh yeah. I don't know. Today was kind of weird, you know. Like, especially the last hour before I came on here, I was playing. I don't know if you guys could see it. Let me get a focus shot on here. Yeah, there we go. Spyro Reignited. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably hella dark. Get some light on this bitch. There we go. Spyro Reignited. Alright. Spotlight over. Yeah, I was playing Spyro Reignited. Just like an hour or two before I went live, and I gotta tell you, a third game is easy. Like, I feel like it's the easiest out of the other two games, but like when you're doing like all the bonus stuff like in each level, it's like really like some of it's really frustrating, you know. It's like, and especially when you're trying to 100% like the game, it's because like I feel like Spyro, like the Spyro games, like they're like I feel like out of all the games I've tried to 100%, this is like these set of games are the easiest. Like, I've done GTA San Andreas, I've done GTA 3, I've done GTA Liberty, like the GTA stories, the GTA Liberty Cities, Vice City Stories games. What else have I done? I've done Crash 2, I've done Crash 3. What else have I done? Have I done anything on Switch that I've 100%ed? I guess Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, like the main story, but it's like Spyro, like, cause I'm on Spyro 3. I'm almost done with Spyro 3, and I'm near the end. Like, I'm on the last world, and there's this one level in that world that I was getting like really mad at. I was getting really pissed. Like, this is the most like I think this has been the most pissed I've been at a game since I've done the San Andreas, like, was it the speed run? Like, the speed run, I don't think I was as pissed. No, it was Trials Rising. I was doing a level in Trials Rising, and I threw my Pro Controller. Yeah, I legit threw my Pro Controller, because like I was so mad I couldn't get past the one level, because I kept failing so many times. But I was playing Spyro Reignited, just like, and I'm in this level, like, it's called, for those that you played it, Haunted Tomb, and how to explain it? There's the set of bonus level or bonus stuff in the game. When you reach the end of the level, so I did I was doing the bonus stuff, and here's the stupidest thing, you know. So one of the bonus things you do in the level, is that you can do like this, 2 rounds of I guess it's kind of like bumper cars, but with like cannons and stuff. Like, you have to eliminate the enemies with your bumper car, with your bumper cars. And then but the thing is, it's like the handling, like the movement controls on the bumper cars, it's like so bad. It's like you can't dodge the enemy fire. It's fucking stupid. It's like, it makes you vulnerable to enemy fire because of how, not only how slow you move, but how bad the movement, like how bad the controls are, like in that particular mini game. It's like, I think I lost like the most amount of lives. I think it was like 5. No, not like. I think I lost more than that. Like 9 lives. Like, I lost like about, I had like 17 lives heading into that, so I lost around like 6 or 7 lives before I finally got the 2 eggs in that level. And then I had to do one more part of that level to fully complete it. What's up, noob? Welcome back. And then I had to do another part of this level, which was like a slip and slide. And I was getting that was when I was fully done with the game for today. Because the whole here's the thing, there's a slip and slide in that level. It's like you have to like stay on the, I guess you have to stay on the course until you get to the part where you get the egg. There's always the part at the beginning where you make a sharp right. I keep making the sharp right, but it always takes me off the course and I die. And here's the thing, both of those levels that I just mentioned, it cost me lives. Especially like the stupid bumper car level. It's like, that should not be costing me lives. It's a bumper car level. Like, out of all the out of all the bonus levels in the game, like within the main levels, they don't cost me lives. They have never costed me lives. And for some reason, this was the sub bonus level that the game decided to fuck me. And then we get to the slip and slide part of what was it called? The Haunted Tomb level of Spyro 3. And I can't get past the sharp right turn of the freaking like slip and slide portion of that level. And I got so pissed I rage quit. I just like, I didn't go back to the hub world. I just rage quit. I quit the game, and then I put my Switch into sleep mode, and then I took out the game and I chucked it. I literally chucked the game card across my room. So yeah, I was just like, I don't know. For a game that's like so easy, like Spyro, like the Spyro games, I don't know, like the easy shit that's in that game, it's like so hard. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I don't know. Is the game that stupid? Or am I just that bad of a gamer? I don't know. And then there's also a moment, like I think it was 2 days ago. I spent like almost 45 minutes I spent almost 45 minutes in Spyro 3 looking for one gem. Yeah, so that happened. Just looking for one gem, and I never found it until today. So yeah, that's how my day has been. But other than that, it's been alright. But yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this. Let me go back. Let me go to this. Let me go to my layouts. The PlayStation's actually gonna talk about the PS5. So I don't know if you guys want me to do a reaction to this, because I don't know, as much of I grew up with PlayStation, I kind of fell out of love with them. I kind of felt phased out of them ever since I got the Switch. But you know, I'm always interested in seeing what PlayStation has, because you know, I grew up with them. That was my main console back in the day. But you know, ever since I've had the Switch, that's been my main console, and it's I kind of been liking Nintendo, like not just with the Switch, but with the Wii, and all that. But yeah. So what do you guys think? Should I do a live stream of this PlayStation 5 like PlayStation 5 look? I mean, I don't see any responses, but I'll put up a community poll maybe tomorrow, because it does look interesting. It does look interesting. Oh, we got a yes in the chat. T Gaming, thank you. But we'll see. I know June is normally the time they like a lot of big stuff is announced. But we shall see. It's like what got announced this month. I know Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Remastered got announced. What else got announced? Damn, I don't know. My brain's hella tired. I can't think right now. All I know is there's a couple of games that came out today though. Not Spyro. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive came out along with the couple of 2K games like BioShock and XCOM and Borderlands 3. As much as I would like to try out those games, the download size, even physically, it's like so massive. I'm like, nah. I'm gonna reserve that large ass file size for GTA when it comes to the Switch eventually. I like, come on now. It's like, as much as I want to like downplay my hopes at this point for GTA on Switch, it's like, come on. It's like, we have to get it at some point. I feel like it's still too late for GTA 5, but it's like, we gotta at least have GTA San Andreas. We at least have to have GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas, like the trilogy pack on the Switch. It's like, I don't know what Rockstar wants. Like, I don't know what Rockstar is waiting for. Maybe it's the Japan. Maybe it's Nintendo. Maybe it's Japan laws that are disallowing this to happen. Maybe it's Japan laws. Yeah, there was a video that I watched earlier today, but I kind of skimmed through it. Hold on, let me show it to you guys. There was a video. There was a kind of a interesting video from Vadim M that I saw today.
Gently hides the girl's
of how they changed GTA San Andreas in Japan, and I won't like, yeah, I won't play the video too, like, a lot. I won't bleh. There's not much to say about it. It's just like, the only thing they changed about San Andreas is they're trying to make it PG, and they use a lot of ballas in places that the ballas are not in. Like, they explain as if the ballas expanded in San Fierro and Las Venturas. And then and then in certain aspects as well, like you can't, it's like once you off somebody in the game, like you aim a weapon at somebody and then shoot them, you immediately get a wanted level. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So yeah, so this was kind of an interesting video by Vader M, and I believe this game, the Japanese version of San Andreas, didn't come out until like sometime in 2007, 2008. So literally like 3-4 years after the game came out here in the States. I'm like, freaking A, man. That's a long ass time because of all the changes Rockstar had to make to fit Japan, like Japanese law. Insane. Okay, I might wrap it up in 5-10 minutes. So if you guys any last final thoughts, let me know in the chat. If there's something you want me to talk about, let me know. I will for sure though try to have a podcast episode next week. But again, don't be certain. I'm not certain of that because like as much as I like to do Dylan Lasagna live, I know I still have my layout here. As much as I like to do Dylan Lasagna live, it's like I want those to be as quality as possible. It's like when there's news, when there's topics that I can go deep, analyze on, give my full on thoughts about, then yeah, I could do a podcast on. If I can't, then what's the point of doing it? Like this week. This was actually the first week I didn't do a podcast since like what? Was it like December? December, October? I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was December. So like 5 months. I since I last missed a podcast. Like, so, yeah. Oh, okay. I wonder what I wonder what else since Nintendo's not gonna have a direct. Since we're hitting June, yeah. I think I talked about last time that Nintendo, like on one of my last podcasts, that Nintendo is not gonna have a direct. So like, and they have been doing game announcements though, like through Twitter. They have Paper Mario that's coming out in July. I wonder what else they're gonna announce. It'll be interesting to see. Some things I do hope that still happen are the Super Mario remakes, like Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and 2 in 3D World. I really want those to happen because like I love Galaxy 1 and 2 and I never played Sunshine in 3D World. So those are two games I want to experience, and of course I want to relive Galaxy 1 and 2. I mean, what other games could they possibly do like during the quarantine? Oh yeah, I totally forgot. This totally blew my mind. The ARMS character. I mean, like they said, it was like, I mean, of course subjects change still, but the ARMS character for Smash. Are they still gonna talk about that? I'm curious if they're still gonna talk about that at some point in June. Even if they don't, like, it's still coming. whether you ARMS people like or whether you ARMS haters like it or not. But what about the next Fighters Pass character? I mean, it's not gonna come out for a while, but it's like, I wonder who's gonna be the next ARMS, not the ARMS character, the next Fighters Pass character. Jeez, I'm so tired. The next Fighters Pass character, I wonder who that's gonna be. I'm still hoping that one of them is Crash Bandicoot, because, I mean, let's be real. It's like this, even with the large amount of characters we have, like the large diverse characters that we have Mario, we have Sonic, we have Banjo, we have, like, of course, the whole cast of Nintendo characters. We have Ryu. We have what's his face from King of Fighters. We also have Joker and that other guy. But we're still missing the one other key piece, in my opinion, to Smash Bros, and that is Crash Bandicoot. Some people could say Sora, but again, you still have to deal with Disney, no matter what way you put it. I mean, yeah, Disney may be okay with Sora and Smash, but it's just a matter of how they can faithfully represent Sora in Smash. Like, how much is Disney willing to give? How many resources is Disney willing to give Sakurai and Nintendo, so Sora can be faithfully and properly represented in Smash? So that's why I think Crash Bandicoot has probably the next best possible chance to get in Smash as a DLC fighter. And I'm still hopeful that it happens, like, at some point in this final Fighters Pass. Again, I still predict it's going to be half Nintendo and half third party, because, like, as indication with the ARMS character and with Byleth from the previous Fighters Pass, Nintendo would want to promote, like, some of their characters. I think I predicted Rex and Pyra and a Gen 8 Pokemon, even though we already have a bunch of Pokemon in Smash, but Nintendo wants to promote the shit out of Pokemon. But I do think, as for a Nintendo character, I think Rex and Pyra fit the bill, because I think the ARMS character is a way for Sakurai to make up for them not being in the base game in the first place. They should have been in the base game in the first place. But nonetheless, the ARMS character being there now is a way for saying, hey, yeah, they weren't in the base game, and we're sorry, so we're gonna put them in the game now. So I still see Rex and Pyra being the next Nintendo representative in the Fighters Pass, and again, I still say Crash as one of the third party reps. I think a lot of people would agree too. I'm not sure as for other third-party characters or other, it's like maybe Doomslayer, maybe Ryu Hayabusa guy. We'll see. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm starting to. I'm starting to drift. I'm literally starting to. I'm literally starting to fall asleep. starting to drift off. But thank you all for joining me for this kind of a makeup stream for the lack of a podcast tonight. Again, there wasn't really a lot of interesting topics to talk about that I could personally delve into. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, like the riots in response to the George Floyd incident, and then obviously the situation in the wrestling community from earlier this week with Hana Kimura, and the whole situation with Ryan Satin, JD from NY, and Alexa Bliss, and that shit show. And then we obviously had Raw, SmackDown, AEW Dynamite this week, but again, I didn't really bother to check it. And then a bunch of other stuff. Hopefully June will be a much better month, to be honest, because I don't know, May has been severely bad, especially the end of this month. I don't know. I think people are just at the point where they want the pandemic to be over with, but you just can't simply go back to normal. But they're just at the breaking point, they're just over it. And I can't say the whole riots going on right now has to do with the pandemic, but it's just like they were just the people are just done with the pandemic. But we have to be patient, y'all, and we can't just simply go back to normal, you know. Like, life's not gonna go back to the way it was. It's like we have to adjust to what's probably gonna be a new normal once everything gets re-regulated. It's gonna be a new normal, and whether it's a good or bad, that we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, everyone, thank you all for tuning into this this chill live stream. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this up, but maybe I will. But I don't know, maybe not, so it doesn't flood the channel. But I might do some more of these like random live streams, these random like BS, like shooting the shit, chill live streams in the future, like especially if I don't have a podcast episode, if I don't have any content for a podcast episode. But we'll see. Anyway, everyone, always be delicious, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.